You're deep. The Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kid stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kid stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kid stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. Check, we Ric Flairing on them niggas. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Ric Flairing, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death, I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. When I open like Betty Wops and find to these uncles that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My ground repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness, it's really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like the mother guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, D-Phase, yeah, Bubba C, yeah, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing son up, baby.
Hey, yo, Scotty, you going crazy for this one. We see what you're doing, we salute you. Hey, let's get it started. It's Backpack Capital One. What's in your wallet? Got a call from my man A. Scott. I said I got it. Love that you highlighting all of these black colleges. Try to pay me for doing this. Look, bruh, if you don't get off my line with that foolishness, voice of the swag, pull up where you at. No cap. If the Brody is speaking the soft facts. My advice, tune in to every show. Captain Petty, but we know that the sergeants are with the smoke. Speculate, just tell me what is we doing. Get into it, okay, look, I'ma say this and keep it moving. My boy Scotty, man, he offered the least. Black grad, paying college, I'm glad that he called me. Walk it, cause we all been taught that talk is cheap. Even primetime knows Scott for the HBCU streets.
Cut the music. Cut the music. All right, listen. I tell y'all I'm for the smoke, right? I tell y'all that all the time. I'm for the smoke. Captain Petty, Sergeant Smoke. You already know what it is, right? So, you know, we had a FAMU Friday, as Mr. Campbell called it, and I had a special guest, Mr. Kofi. And he gave a score that I didn't think it was really in that. You know, I didn't think it was going to hit. It didn't hit. It was even worse than that. It was even worse than the score. So give y'all a little quick roundup, right? Real quick story. So I'm just chilling at the crib. Mr. Kofi texts me, say, yo, when the post game? He said, yo, when the post game at, Scotty? He said, where the post game show at? I said, I did a post game show. You weren't on it. I was like, and plus I wouldn't know what to call it. He said, call it the Afterglow. I was like, ooh, I like that. I said, ooh, I like that. I like that. So listen, I got him in the building. Shout out to Mr. Kofi. He said, I'm coming in here representing my Rattlers. Please give it up for Mr. Kofi Hemmingway. What's going on, Mr. Kofi?
Fire them snakes, boy. Fire them snakes. Fire up them snakes. I tried to tell your ass. What was finna happen. But you ain't want to listen to your big brother. You ain't want to listen to the man that's been sitting here and watching this thing unfold. You know, that's all right. Hey, I'm just a man under the man, but it's all good.
Listen, I probably got schooled by more swag people in this Saturday alone than any time I've been on my channel. I'm telling you right now. Hey, babe, can you put the membership link in the chat, please? All right, cool. So yeah, because listen, so I'm down playing Grambling. Everybody telling me
I tried to tell your tale about that too. You ain't want to listen. I tried to tell you as good as I could. Did I not?
You did. That's what right. I was getting it from everywhere. Oh man, listen, people was like, yo, Scotty, it's the hole. I mean, they just kept saying it. I'm like, man, what? I don't care about no hole. Man, that hole is real. that hole is and it's a dark hole. It's a dark one. Like, come on, man.
You got to come with it. When you go to one of them blue blood programs, you have got to bring it. You gotta bring your A game. But A&M had been suspect all year with that raggedy defense that they got, and it just is what it is at this point. And we talked about it. I said the Gramblin's defense was legit. And that was really the difference in the ball game. We turned the ball game around, switched the momentum, and that was the end.
All right, so let's get it going. First up, you already know what game we going with, the goose egg.
One? We gonna talk about that one?
Yeah, we gonna start with that one.
We talking about that. Oh, okay. All right.
The floor is yours, sir. The floor is yours.
Well, I mean, look, FAMU has a legitimate FBS level defense. And I was trying to tell somebody who happened to be around there, that our defense was really legit, but somebody didn't want to listen about how good this defense is. The line, the only suspect part of this defense was probably our linebacking core, and that was largely because of the way that they use our safeties. So the safeties have the big names. The safeties have been lights out. They've got pro people looking at them and all that other stuff, but that does not diminish the quality that we have on all three levels of our defense. And it showed up against Alabama State in a big way.
It did. And let me first say, hold on. I gotta give credit where credit is due. You called it, you know what I'm saying? You said it wasn't gonna be much of a competition. You know what I'm saying? Based off the score, you definitely didn't have it being much of a competition. And then secondly, man, I gotta give credit to the kid. What's his name? Land? The D end?
Yeah. Absolutely, bro.
Oh, listen. Listen. Man, that boy unreal. I mean, he was whooped. That whoever the left tackle was, he needs to give his scholarship back because that boy was killing that boy. I mean,
I'm trying to tell you, bro, it was all night long.
Him and
in
92.
My Lionel Richie voice. All night long.
Listen, him and number 92 are going to be a problem going forward. And when I was doing my live watch party, Mr. Hemmingway, people were saying they don't see y'all losing another game. They was like, hey, we don't see them losing another game. Now, is there not going to be competition? There's going to be competition. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? But, a lot of people say they don't see you losing another game. What do you say to that?
It shouldn't happen. I put it like that. We should not lose another game. We shouldn't lose another game. But again, in the SWAC, you have got to bring it every single week. We've got a few rivalry games coming up as well, and those games always can go either way. As I told y'all about Valley as well, I was trying to tell the people, like, look, going in the Valley is not easy. They got mosquitoes, and you're going out there in the country, and ain't no grocery stores out there, nothing. And you sitting up there on your side, and don't be no water, and you sitting up there with the Delta, and then the devils be praying against you, and you be
something is wrong with you.
You be sitting up there and be like, Lord, where we at? Where we at? Where we at? And then you look up the trees, and it be the class people in the trees. You be like, Lord, get me out of here. Lord, get me out of here. Get me out of here. Where we at? Innovator?
Oh my goodness.
And then the referees be afraid to call the game right. And then before you know it, you playing against a team that really is desperate and wanted to win. Man. And they play very hard. They play very hard. There's a scrappy team. When you go to Innovator, you got to have your mind right. So that's just one game. And then we have Grambling for homecoming. That's going to be huge. And then we've got Southern. That's a rivalry game. And UAPB is dangerous, bro. They're still dangerous. I think we should beat them, but they're still a dangerous team. Offense, defense, special teams. And then we got Bethune, who's a rivalry game. You throw out all them records, they might be 0 and freaking 10 when we play them, but they're going to put forth their best effort when they play us. So that being said, I don't think we should lose to anybody else on our schedule.
After all that, I don't think. Now, when you were watching this game, what were some of the things that stood out to you in the Florida A&M Alabama State game that you're just like, I didn't know we were that good, or I didn't know, this is a part of the team I didn't see, being as successful as well. I knew the defense was going to be good. But.
Yeah, we knew the defense was going to play well. Now the punter,
man, woo!
It's like Chris Fadul.
Who
might be gone, but bruh,
yeah, he was good.
Our punter was punting like, I was like, bruh, his life was dependent on it. He played. Yeah. My wife is sitting up here looking at me. She be stripping and stuff when I be on TV and be trying to do the darn video and stuff. So you see me look off and stuff like that. Looking at it like, please don't cut up today. It's Sunday, okay? Please don't cut up. All right. Now, but back to the game. We came out in 2 back sets. That was the first time FAMU has done 2 back sets since the 80s. You see how long ago that is?
Yeah.
So that actually set up the run game to do more. It made Rashawn McKay's passing lanes a little bit easier, and he didn't have to do as much. As I stated,
you said, yep.
We don't have to rely on him specifically to win the game. We just need him to make some throws, do what he's supposed to do. And for me, the highlight was his 17-yard run for like a first down off of an RPO. And we were rotating people in. We brought Sap in. The running backs were rotating. It was a group effort. It was just solid. It was a methodical beating all the way through.
Okay, I mean that's fair. I have to say what was really disappointing to me is how I said it on my live stream. I said I felt like I was watching the 6th man, and Rashawn McKay went into Ryan Nettles' body, and Ryan Nettles went into Rashawn McKay's body, and they switched for a game.
No, it wasn't no Freaky Friday stuff. It had to be. It wasn't no Freaky Friday.
It had to be. I just never see Ryan Nettles so
You
bad.
just didn't believe. See, again, let me go back. See, people want to set up there and talk about Rashawn. I'm trying to tell y'all, Jackson State's defense is legit. And that boy Glass might be broken glass after Saturday. Because they done sat up there and they coached and sold on the Wolf Ticks, talking about get me more 5 stars, get you some more 5 stars, and all that other stuff. But Jackson State's defense is straight up legit. And they've been watching his film all freaking long. That being said, they watched our guys all spring. They watched everything that we do offensively, and they came out in a set that our our offensive that our QB had not seen on tape. It was not on tape. J-State came out in a new defense, and we didn't adjust until later when we put the other dude in.
Yeah.
So, I think he was very hesitant. The throwing lanes got smaller. J-State's DBs are good, and they made him look.
Hey, you gotta sign out and sign back in because your sound went out.
Can you hear me?
Okay, no, you're good. You're good now. You're good. You're good now. You're good.
There's people be calling me on Messenger. They see I'm on the thing. I don't know why you calling me. Like,
oh, they calling you again. I can't. Yeah, when you get in the call, I can't hear you. Nope, can't hear you. All right, I got you. I hear you. No. I can read your lips. I can read your lips. So we're gonna wait till Mr. Kofi gets back in here. We're gonna talk more about the games. We're gonna break down. We're gonna talk about all the games. We're gonna talk about a little bit of the Valley, a little bit of Grambling. We're gonna get into all that, and then we're gonna get up out of here, all right? Because I know it's a big game. Go ahead. You should be good to go.
You hear me?
Yep, you should be good to go. There you go.
All right. Yeah, the Patriots finna take an L tonight. I don't know why y'all getting all hyped up and stuff.
Hey, I want to see how bad Tom Brady beat him, but go ahead. We good. I want to see how bad Tom Brady beats him.
What were we talking about?
McKay,
talking about McKay.
Yeah, McKay.
Yeah,
McKay.
McKay is not a bad QB. He's got a good arm. J-State made him look very bad. Made him look scared. Made him look hesitant. He just was not, But Shadur tried to tell us during the spring that in the practices he was having a hard time getting the ball off. And I think that just made a lot of people very, very hesitant about him. But he's more than capable of just managing the game, which is all we need him to do, and that's it.
Facts. All right, getting to the next game. Alabama A&M Grambling. I'll go first on this one because this one really hurt my spirit.
Why?
Because if Alabama A&M really didn't have to reinvent the wheel, nor did they have to be special in this game. They only had to play field position with Grambling, and I texted a coach on the staff, and I told him how disappointed I was that they didn't play field position with Grambling. I said, because if you just kick, if Akil doesn't throw any picks and you just kick the ball to them and make them go the whole 20-20, you win the game. You win the game because their offense isn't sufficient enough to drive all the way down. But if you constantly keep giving them the ball in your own territory, I can drug up 10 to 15 yards, 20 yards, a penalty here, something happened, anything goes, and I get into a scoring position where I kick a field goal, get a touchdown. So, and I couldn't even really blame the defense because they weren't the problems in the first. Well, when they went on that run, when they went on that Spurs, they weren't the problems, bro. You're getting the ball to the 20. What do you expect me to do? Like, you gonna at least get a field goal. Like, I can't stop you from not getting the field goal. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's just little stuff like that. That's what really disappointed me. And Akil didn't look like Akil. I talked to some subscribers, called me after the game, and they said he looked hurt or he looked injured. I couldn't speak on it because I hadn't talked to Akil or anything like that. But he just didn't look sharp. He didn't look like it was just a lot. It's a lot. It's
Bro, they had played a ton, as I stated, they had played a ton of emotional, hard-fought games. And now they're on the road against a team that was hungry coming off of a loss. They came off of that Prairie View game and everybody was like, oh my God, y'all done lost to Prairie View the fourth time. Well, Prairie View's actually pretty good, So let's not just jump the wheel and just try to make it seem like Grambling sucks. They don't suck. Their offense is not necessarily championship caliber as we have seen in times past, but if a defense can get turnovers and they can stop you on third down or switch the momentum or flip the field, you can be in the ball game, especially when you are playing at home. And that's really the story as far as I'm concerned regarding Grambling. They played with a ton of energy and, just a ton of fire and everything. So, yeah.
But this is my thing. If you're the better team, and I say this, my coach used to always say this in high school. He's like, you don't play with your food. The worst thing you can give a team is hope. That's the worst. Especially a team at home, a blue blood program. Like it's just you're feeding an engine that you don't want to. So when you go 14-0 up, all you have to do is play mistake-free football, and you probably win that game 24-7. You know what I'm saying? Like 24-14, something like that. But when you keep you keep sticking your hand in the alligator's mouth like he wasn't about to bite you. And when Grambling got a hold of you, they didn't let you go. And now you just saw this. It was like a avalanche just hit them, and it was one thing after another, after another, after another. And the one thing that let me down was I would think a fifth-year senior would right the ship. When it's your show, it's your game, it's your moment. You haven't beat Grambling your whole time at Alabama A&M. I was expecting Akil to right the ship, and it never happened.
Well, again, now it's something that he's going to have to show, because in these next 3 weeks, I think he's going to get drafted just because it's a ton of pressure on the NFL to draft somebody from HBCU. That being said, I believe that he's good enough, but these next 3 weeks is going to say a lot about where he's going to be drafted. He's going to face some formidable defenses. He's going to face he's going to face a team or face teams that are going to give him multiple looks. And they're going to be very physical with his wide receiver. They're going to put pressure on him. So he's going to have to play well, over the next 3 weeks. And that's just it.
I see. This is it says, why nobody talking about Alabama A&M's O-line not blocking, which they weren't. But see, this is where, when you're a fifth-year senior, you write I'm sorry. Like, I can't, I'm not giving you.
And let me say this. Like, A&M had not faced, I would say, a quality defense all year long. Normally, South Carolina State is good on defense, but I can't necessarily say that because they gave up 30-some-odd points to Cookman on yesterday at home.
They said, they were up 42-7 late in the third quarter, and they said they put their backups in. One of the callers said he was watching the game. He's a South Carolina State fan, and he started putting their backups in.
Okay. That being said, the
You're good. Yeah, I hear you.
Hold on. Let me tell him. Do not. I am taping. All right. I'll call you back. Man. Just really with that. It's just a matter of them having not faced the physicality of Grambling's defense and the multiple looks. Grambling's defense also has speed, and throughout the SWAC, like, the skill position people are really good. So, if you combine that pressure along with the speed, along with you being away from home, that momentum switches, it can mess with your mind. And they have not had to necessarily face that level of adversity all year long. And I think it spooked them a little bit.
I want to get your opinion on this. Glass is an undrafted free agent, maybe a 7th round pick at best. This is, before you answer this is what I want to say. If what Akil has accomplished with his skill set, if he's a undrafted 7th round pick, what does Shedeur have to do to be a 4th?
Shedeur is not even in the same class right now. And the reason why I say that, they're totally different stories, because the Sanders name goes a long way in the NFL. So we might want to talk about somebody else. Shadeur's got 3 more years to do well. He's studied, but he's got relationships with Brady, the Manning brothers. He's got all of that stuff that's really going for him. Then he's got the whole brand thing going on. He's going to get drafted and do well with that. Glass does not have that.
Go ahead. What I'm saying is that production wise, let's take the names off. We got all that. We got all that production wise. Because you think about it, Akil has done. I've won a SWAC championship. I've put up numbers. I've won every award. So the only thing he hasn't done is gone to a Celebration Bowl and won because of the short season of this COVID year. My question to you is, what does Shedeur have to do to be in to be a 4th or 5th round pick, in your opinion, to see it happen for him to get drafted?
He needs to win the SWAC East consistently, at least twice during his time at Jackson State. He needs to win it at least twice. He's well on his way to doing that actually this year. But he needs to win it at least twice. And people are looking at the little things. You know, they're looking at his footwork. They're looking at his play on 3rd down. They're looking at what happens when he faces adversity. So I would say when he plays the quality teams or the blue blood programs, he needs to win those games. The games against Southern University, the games that he's going to have against Grambling, the games that he's going to have against Alcorn, those are going to be marquee games that are going to be on TV that everybody's going to have an opportunity to see how well he does. The games against FAMU are also going to be marquee games. And if he does well in those games, Jackson State, actually Shedeur has an excellent chance to get drafted 2nd, 3rd, 4th round, possibly, just depending on how he plays in those games and barring injury.
Okay, cool. Going to the next game. Let's touch on it a little bit. Valley and North Carolina Central. I don't know if you watched it. Jelani Easton led a last-minute drive with 19 seconds left to get the go-ahead score to Caleb Johnson in the end zone. How big is this win for Valley, and where do you see this taking them?
It is huge for Valley. They needed a win, because obviously one of the in-state rivals is Alcorn. So that gives Valley the belief that they can beat Alcorn. Did they play Alcorn already? They didn't play Alcorn.
North Carolina Central did, but not Valley.
Okay, so that gives Valley hope. They needed a win, especially at home. This does wonders for them, but they still got a long way to go with that program. I'm not convinced that their administration is all the way in, and I'm not convinced that their alumni are all the way in when it comes to support for the Mississippi Valley program and ultimately for their program to succeed. As good as their coach has coached, I think that he has done absolutely, positively everything he could possibly do to develop a competitive program at Mississippi Valley. And now the administration, the alumni, and the support system for Mississippi Valley State football has got to come to another level, and it cannot be all on Jerry Rice.
Got you. For me, this is my stance on Valley. I love Coach Dancy. I absolutely love his. I love his demeanor. His team never quits. I don't care what the score looks like. They're always in the mix. I just would like to see what he can do with somebody behind him. I feel like if Donald gets let go at Alabama State, I would love to see him take over that program to see because they have an expectation, even though Alabama State is not one of the blue blood programs. I think with the success they've seen in the spring and the talent they feel they have on that team, I think if you put a Vincent Dancy on that team and add that with his demeanor, add that to the ruggedness of that team and how they believe how defense ready they are, I think that's a match made in heaven. And I think Mr. BJ Jones said it once. He said, I really hate to see him take all these L's on his record and then his record be solidified for what kind of coach he is, but that's not the, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter.
It's so hard, man. People don't realize how hard it is at an HBCU. And the Bible says, that our people perish for a lack of knowledge. A lot of stuff, even when it comes to language, when it comes to even the training table, a lot of our people didn't even know what a training table was until the coaches began to talk about it. Willie Simmons talked about it at FAMU. FAMU now has a training table. Jackson State, Deion started talking about a training table. I'll be willing to bet that Mississippi Valley does not have a training table. I would hate to go in their locker room and just be like, Dad Burnett, here we go. We have another HBCU with high school level facilities. Yeah. All of this stuff matters when you're talking about getting top flight recruits, because the top flight recruits can't afford to get hurt and injured. And if they don't train properly, that's exactly what's going to happen.
So we'll see how that goes going forward. I'm going to take a call from Mr. Ford. Hey, what's up, Mr. Ford? You live. Talk to us.
Hey, listen, let me turn this down. Hold on. Okay. The biggest problem with Alabama A&M yesterday is that they did something that when I was in coaching we used to hate, and that is they started listening to the media. See, the media declared Grambling dead, and they believed it. And anytime you start reading your clippings, your media
Your press
clippings, and
yep.
start to believe it, you're going to get your ass whooped. So my first question, I'm starting with Mr. Hemmingway. Mr. Hemmingway, now, are you related to Dr. Hemmingway?
Yes.
There was a Dr. Hemmingway at Florida A&M. Are you related?
That's my father.
Okay. Well, listen, you're a brilliant man because your daddy was a brilliant man.
I appreciate you.
Y'all are blue blood people. You know, your dad enlightened the world. I didn't go to Florida A&M, but I went to Clark, but I knew about your father.
Wow.
Let me ask you this question.
Mm-hmm.
For about 20 years, the people here in Atlanta, every year we supported Florida A&M against Tennessee State or Florida A&M against Southern. The question I want to ask you is, when are y'all going to come back and do a regular? You know how much. Listen, Tallahassee runs Atlanta. You know that. You know that this is FAMU's second home.
Right.
When is it coming back? We want regular season games here with Florida A&M versus somebody. When is it coming? When is it going to happen?
Right. Well, there are layers to us playing in Atlanta.
Okay.
There are layers. And if I were to go into that, that's a whole different show within itself. Because everybody understands that FAMU playing in Atlanta is cash, it's money.
Right.
So what has to happen, I'm just saying it in a nutshell, what has to happen is the right sponsorship group has to come to FAMU and guarantee that FAMU is going to make at least between, I would say they need to guarantee us at least $750 to $1 million. Straight up. And I think that they would even settle.
Get involved with that 100 black men crew because all they are a bunch of leeches, and that's what they was doing to y'all. They was leeching off you, and Dr. Humphreys wasn't having it, and that kind of caused some problems. But I'll say this: even if you can't play in the Georgia Dome, you know Georgia State has a beautiful stadium that could hold you.
It's coming.
They have a stadium that could hold you. And you could play, you know, originally when you started it, when Florida A&M started the Atlanta Classic, you played at Georgia Tech.
Absolutely.
So I would like to see that come back, and I'm not talking about the SWAC MEAC Challenge. I would love to see FAM against Jackson State here with the fact that Dion played for the Falcons, or FAM against Southern University here. Do you think we can make that happen?
The talk is there. What has to happen again is the sponsorship group has to come in and they have to present both schools with an offer that they can't refuse. Because when we play Southern University, we basically make $1 million at the house. You know, so they're gonna have to come with an offer that we can't refuse, and that's basically it. I believe that it is going to happen because they understand that FAMU is money in Atlanta. It's just about the right group and right offer, and that's basically it.
Right. Well, let me just tell you this. Nobody runs Atlanta like Florida A&M's, baby. When Florida A&M come to this town, you're looking for at least 50,000.
Absolutely.
And I want to say this to Scotty. Scotty, you know, you always get on me about overrating kids, and I did that with this Rashawn McKay. I saw him in the spring of 2019, and what I said about him, I said he got good signs, he can run, and he can throw. And I remember he came into the A&T game in 2019, and he pulled that game out with a bomb, which basically won the game. And then I saw him against Morgan State, and he basically looked really good in that Morgan State game. Many of us who watched the Florida Classic that year on ESPN felt that Ryan should have been pulled and that young man should have been put in the game in the second half. I don't understand why his game has gone down so much. And what I mean by his game has gone down so much, if he had a really good quarterback rating right now, this is no lie, Florida A&M would average 40 to 45 points
easily.
Right now.
Easily.
He's holding them back. That is the only question mark. And I don't want to take anything away from last night. And y'all have already said it in a brilliant way. That defense is great. I like the way everything looked. But McKay is still a question mark. He is still a question mark. And I'm telling you, if he would play as an all-conference candidate, Florida A&M would average 40 to 45 points a game. He is the only question mark on that team, okay? And so let me just say this about Cornell Maynor. Cornell Maynor is wounded right now, and I'm going to tell you right now, he's at his worst when he's wounded. Now, if Jackson State think that they're not going to be ready for them when they come to Huntsville, they got another thing coming. They don't know Maynor. Maynor going to be waiting on them now. Let me tell you something. Watch the adjustments that Cornell Maynor makes for this homecoming game next Saturday in Huntsville. You just watch. Listen, good talking to you, Mr. Hemmingway. Good. Like I said, your daddy was a stalwart in the black community, not only in Tallahassee and Florida, but all over this nation. We knew about him. And you have, Scotty, thank you. And y'all have a good night.
Oh,
okay?
thank you, Mr. Ford, as always.
Bless you, man.
Go ahead, Mr. Kofi. Take away with the McKay. I know you want to speak on McKay.
Well, I mean, again, look, I don't think it can be underestimated how long FAMU had off when it came to competition. That was over 600 days. Mm-hmm. Even if you look at it, if you compare it to tennis, Serena got pregnant, had a baby, came back.
Rusty.
She has not won a Grand Slam. In fact, that first year when she came back, everybody was like, oh, my God, like, what in the world? Could she hit the ball? Yes. Could she run? She gained a little weight, but yeah, you know, and all these things, the competitive instincts were there, but the rhythm and the confidence was not. And it takes time to get to that particular spot. And that's what we're seeing with McKay. We're seeing him go through the process of playing competitive ball and redeveloping his confidence, you know, rebuilding his confidence when it comes to playing. And that is all a part of, you know, becoming who he is. Because really, he didn't really start a whole lot of games in high school. So he was sitting behind Ryan Stanley all those years. He's not in the game, you know, and it's a difference coming off the bench, playing a couple of plays, and actually playing in the game. Once people look at your film and they look at your strengths and look at those different things, they get a book out on you and they start preparing for you a different way.
That's facts. That's big facts. All right, let me take another caller. Hey, Ryan, you live. Talk to me.
Hey, Scotty, what's going on?
What's goody?
Cool, man. Look, a couple things. First, did you ever get clarity on the SWAC playoff seedings, how they do it, whether it's divisions or conference?
So every conference game, matters. And then whoever has if there's a tie, then they go from go to the head-to-heads.
Okay. I kind of like it like that, because like you were saying, what's the point of being in divisions? Then what's the point of being in the conference if it don't matter? You see what I'm saying?
To me, like, I'm so NFL based, so like that's my NFL mindset at work. Because like, you know, you can lose everything out of conference. You go undefeated in your division, you still make the playoffs. And to me, that means more to me because you're winning your division. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, when the Seahawks made their hold on.
In the NFL, it goes by overall, like your overall.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, it goes by division. Like, if you have the better division record, you win your division.
Really?
Yeah. If you're
NFC East, they sucked last year. Washington basically had like a losing record and got in the playoffs because they won the division.
If you have the better, if you go undefeated in your division, 9 times out of 10, you're going to win. You're going to go to the playoffs because you won your division.
Okay. All right. That's cool. Mr. Hemmingway, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
All right. What you think about the improvement Founder made over these few weeks?
They're still a team that is building. The defense has been playing lights out all year long. What I did like was, again, the adjustments that they made on offense to run the ball a little bit more and changed up a couple of our sets. And we had not necessarily focused a lot on our tight ends, but that became also a focus as well. And they worked the middle of the field. So I like the direction that the team is going. I think we're going to be quite formidable and tough to beat for the rest of the year.
You think the bye week has something to do with how y'all performed yesterday?
Oh, absolutely. Took some time off, look at the strains, look at the film, look at what needed to be done, make some adjustments, get people healed up, and get ready for the stretch run. So absolutely.
Hey, look, now you was talking about JSU defense earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Scotty be making a point a lot that the quarterbacks that JSU have seen so far been trash. Now they done seen 4 different quarterbacks, and they done made all of them look the same way. So
Yeah, Jackson State's defense.
Only reason I said that because we seen a Kill Glass yesterday, and the first time, this is the first defense he really seen that can kind of put a little pressure on him. He ain't looked the way he usually looked, like he looked at human. So I'm this really to you, Scotty. Let me ask you this. To be fair, don't you think we need to give a little more credit to Jackson defense instead of all the quarterbacks just thought they ain't seen a good quarterback? It's kind of the defense that make the quarterbacks look that bad. What you think?
No. Rashawn McKay's not good. Hickbottom's not good. Like, I mean, Hickbottom's not good. Who else?
Did you see Hickbottom in the spring?
Bro, listen,
listen,
bro. Listen. Once again, styles make fights. I don't care. Listen, I don't care what you do. I don't care what you do in other games. That's styles make fights. I do not care what you do. So my thing is, when you come up to Jackson State, yes, is the scheme very simple? It's super simple. They're gonna man up and they're gonna blitz. That's just how that's what Jackson State does. You can't tell me that either your offensive coordinator is not good or your quarterback's not good enough to make the adjustments, because you saw it in the FAMU game. You can run on y'all. You saw it in the Tennessee State game. You use your tight ends, it works. You see it. You see bits and pieces of what breaks down Jackson State's offense. Nobody's been able to put it all together. So at the end of the day, it's either falls on your offensive coordinator, or it falls on your quarterback who can't execute what your offensive coordinator is putting in place. I'm not saying Jackson State's listen. This is what you guys are misunderstanding. I'm not saying Jackson State's defense is not great. It's not all world, but it's not bad. I'm not saying that it's a good defense. I'm just saying that they have not gone up against a good quarterback to make them pay for the adjustments. Go ahead, Kofi.
The key to beating Jackson State's defense is running the ball. If you sit up there all day and you spend time in your backfield trying to throw 50, 60 times a game, I believe that you're putting yourself in major trouble because they're going to get after you and you're not going to have as much time maybe as you desire. So this matchup this week is going to be epic. It's going to be good because now both teams have got to have it. Jackson State's bringing a ton of fans to Huntsville, and it's already homecoming week. So this is not going to fall. I know they're not listening to this broadcast, but for all the fans that are, Jackson State's defense is formidable enough to switch it. I've seen it time and time again. Good defenses will mess up good offenses. We saw it in the Super Bowl.
Right, Tampa Bay.
Good as Mahomes was.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay's defense just beat him up, and that was the end of the story. So the right scheme can spoil a good offense. I'm done.
Hey, let me get 2 more things in, Scotty. Hey, you buy that Alabama State Grambling game was a trap game? You think
easily
Alabama State looked over them?
Easily.
Even though they was up 14-0?
The game is 4 quarters in the game. And if that's the worst thing. If you go up 14-0, you really think you in the driver's seat then. If you go up 14-0 and they weren't even hard drives. They were like boom, 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 score, boom, 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 score. So you thinking somebody hit me in my DM was like, man, it's gonna be a long game for Grambling. And next thing you know, they lose. So it's definitely a trap game is 4 quarters. A trap game is not the first quarter. A trap game is 4 quarters of playing good, consistent football.
Okay, cool. Last thing. Is it too early for me to get y'all top 5 after week 5?
I can give you a top 5.
Top 5 in the SWAC? Yeah, top 5 in the SWAC after week 5. Both of y'all.
Mine would be Jackson State.
Come on, bro. Purview.
That's what I said. I think
bro, I'll give you my top 5. He thinks about it.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say Prairie View 1, Jackson State 2, FAMU 3, A&M 4, and who's the other one? Southern 5.
I was gonna go Jackson State 1, Prairie View 2, Alabama A&M No. Jackson State 1, FAM 2, Prairie View 3, Alabama A&M 4, and Southern 5. I really like FAMU's defense. What they showed me yesterday is that they can compete at a very, 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 very high level. Prairie View, don't get me wrong, like they're good. I just don't think their defense is FAMU's defense. You know what I'm saying? But once again, Rashawn McKay is the question mark for me. If Rashawn McKay shows up, they're the second best team in the SWAC. If he don't show up, they the fifth best team in the SWAC. So average that out, and you can come up with whatever you want.
Rashawn McKay is going to be our Jeff Hostetler. So get over it. We're gonna go.
Hey man,
he's gonna be our Phil Sims. He does not have to be Superman.
That's all I want to appreciate.
All right, appreciate it. I got one more. I got a couple more. Hey, caller, you live? Talk to us.
Bounce, bounce, bounce. Wah, na, 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 na. What up, Scotty, baby? What's happening with you and Mr. Hemmingway, baby? Say something for Sunday, baby. I got $5 hot and goddamn it 2 quarters. Can I move something right now? You heard me?
Go ahead. Talk to us.
All right there, baby. First of all, FAMU, welcome to your first SWAC victory. And second of all, I'd like to give my boy Willie Hodden his victory over NCCU. Baby, it feels so good. But anyway, Scotty, I got to ask you something real serious.
What's up?
Now, do you think your boy, the broken glass, Mr. Glass, will he throw the ball again 64 times against Jackson State?
Negative. You can't do that.
And if he throw the ball 64 times, how long can that young man's arm last? Let's start being real.
Well, I don't think
throw the ball.
He's not throwing it 30, 40 yards down the field. That's not his style. He's not Donovan McNabb. You know, he's not bombing it 40, 50 yards a play. He's dinking and dunking. He's more a precision than, you know, of a long ball thrower. So his arm, that's not the problem. It's just making the right reads. And after a while, you can't be perfect for 60. You throw the ball 60 times, you ain't gonna be perfect 40 times. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of pressure. And that, to me, that's why I put Akil in a very high esteem, because he has to be perfect for his teams to be even in the game. And you see it. You clearly see it. A lot of quarterbacks can have bad days. Good example. FAMU is in the Jackson State game regardless of their quarterback. Why? Because their defenses are so good. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're allowed mistakes if you have a great defense. That's why I don't give Shedeur all the credit he deserves, because you don't have to go into every game knowing that he has to be great. You scored 2 touchdowns against ULM, you win the game. Go ahead.
Scotty.
Yeah.
Shedeur only played 4 college games.
It's not about
Come on,
that.
man. Back up off.
You're not. Listen.
Back up off.
No.
Come on,
no.
Now, if he had a 4 year, and he came out his sophomore year playing like that, I can see that.
I don't care.
I can't let you ride that, Scotty, now. Come on, now that man only played 4 games.
I do not care.
Come on now, bro.
I do not care. The whole point is you can't walk into you can't walk into something cocky and then try to backtrack it when you're not playing as well as you was talking. I don't want to hear that.
Scotty. Now Glass been played damn near 4 years,
but
man.
The only thing you've ever heard.
Glass look like me out there hitting a golf ball. Every time I say that ball went straight, that ball over my neighbor's yard. Now, come on, now you know that. This is how. No. I will agree with you about the defense. Now, Jackson State has a defense. Now, my question to you about defense: what will Alabama A&M do to adjust so their defense don't look like they playing out there Pop Warner? What adjustments can they make?
Well, first of all, can Jackson State score
against Alabama A&M?
Go ahead.
If Grambling can hold on, bro. If Grambling can score on them, Jackson State can score on them.
If you get the ball in the 20, right? I can score. If you get the ball in the 20 every down, I can score.
Tuskegee scored 35.
You can't blame field position. You can't blame field position.
Then what are we talking about? Then what are we talking about? If we're talking about the game yesterday, Grambling never had a worse starting field position than their own 40. They never had anything worse than their own 40.
Who can you blame that on?
That's the
Who
game.
can you blame that on?
That's what the game happened. That's what pooch kicks. They were doing pooch kicks. They were going out of bounds. It was all type of stuff. It wasn't just turnovers. It was pooch kicks going out of bounds, special team stuff. It's all a part of the game. So what I'm saying to you is
you can't blame that on Grambling for getting good field position. You got to blame that on O'Mana and had broken glass and Alabama State defense.
Is there a question?
Teams. You can blame that on my dog right here.
Is there a question?
He's supposed to be chasing that damn golf ball.
Is there a question?
He's running around.
Is there a question? Is there a question?
Come on now, Scotty.
Is there a question? Because what you're doing, you're not making a lot of sense. And the reason why I'm saying this is because you can't say you're literally blaming you're literally basing a whole kid's career off of one game of throwing 4 picks and 1 fumble.
No.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
No.
You said Akil Glass looked like that's what you said.
No, sir.
That's what you said.
No, Glass hands down this year in the SWAC. He is the best quarterback in the SWAC. He had a bad game yesterday, but Glass is human.
I never said he wasn't. He threw 4 picks.
Look,
go ahead.
Glass and all the supporters fell for the banana in the tailpipe yesterday.
How?
He went down there in that hole.
How?
And that hole got them did something to him. How?
Sir, listen. He threw 3 picks. Hold on.
Look at this.
Hold on. He threw 3 picks against South Carolina State and came out with the win. He threw 2 picks against Tuskegee and came out with the win. That's his MO. He's a gunslinger.
So
go ahead, Kofi.
64 times against any one of them teams?
Go ahead, Kofi.
Yeah. Alabama A&M's playing at home. We got Glass. This is a desperation game for Alabama A&M. So I expect them to play better. But Jackson State's defense, I believe, is going to be more formidable than the Grambling defense. They're going to have to play nearly perfect. They put the ball in the air so many times. I don't see deep passes. They're going to be playing that little short pass game. It's going to be physical. And, for A&M to pull out the victory, they got to be lights out. And their defense, A&M's defense, has got to step up. And that's what I got to say. If they don't step up, Jackson State's going to win by 14.
Hey, sir, know what I can say to that? Bounce. Why? I say, hold up. Hey, Alabama smoking Zion. I was like, better roll up. Because I'm telling you, the boom is coming, and it's going to be a little bit ugly down there in Huntsville. Because we know what we're going to do. Da-dun-da-da-da-da, J. Da-dun-da-da-da-da, S. Da-dun-da-da-da-da, U. J. S. U.
All right. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to us.
Hey, enjoy the show, man. Hey, congratulations to you, Cowboys. Y'all won today.
Appreciate that.
Mr. Kofi, you are doing an outstanding job, sir. Keep up the great work. Tell them the truth about the Rattlers. And because they don't know. I've been trying to school Scotty, but Scotty won't listen to me. I've been telling them that the Rattlers are coming and going to bring up the whole SWAC if they just follow us, do what we do, and they'll improve. Nick, before you know it, they'll be in the playoffs. They'll still play. They'll still play the Celebration Bowl, but they'll be in the playoffs too. And we'll be able to do both. But last night, it was electric.
Not with your strength of schedule, you won't.
It was. What now?
Not with your strength of schedule, you won't.
Have you seen the Rattlers' future schedule?
No, I'm talking about this year. Now next year you still got to win those games. I don't care. I don't care who you got scheduled. You got to win the game. I mean, you can put.
Oh yeah,
you can put Jacksonville State on there. If you don't win the game, it don't matter.
Yeah. Oh no. I totally agree. I totally agree with that. You just jumping on something that I wasn't even talking about. I said in the future
playoffs.
We will take. Huh?
You said the playoffs.
I said in the future we will have the SWAC making the playoffs. If they want to compete, they're gonna have to follow FAMU. But anyway, last night was a great game, and like I told you before, Scotty, we got to bet. 9-2, right? We aren't gonna lose another game.
Okay, we'll see.
But
I just need my money. I need my money when it hit. As soon as that 8-3 hit, soon as that 8-3 hit, I need my money.
What? Okay, well, maybe next year. It won't hit this year.
Okay, we'll see.
It won't hit this year. Yeah. The band was great. The team was great. The atmosphere was great. But my question is moving forward, because just like some of these other teams, like Jackson State, Alabama A&M, FAMU is going to have some tough games back to back. And Kofi, what do you think about us playing those games back to back without a break, because we don't have any more bye games?
Well, I mean, it is what it is.
What's your opinion?
It is what it is. The bye week is gone. We've got a tough South Carolina State game this week. They're pretty good in all three phases. We have not beaten Buddy Pugh in Tallahassee yet. So that in itself is a motivating factor. That being said, I think that our defense is going to see us through that. And as we continue to go, we just got to play good, solid, clean football and not do stupid stuff like turn the ball over, giving up block punts, block kicks, kick returns for touchdowns. Those are the things that lose you games. Turnovers, different things like that. And I think if we play good, solid, and clean football, I think we will win out. Our defense is that good. It doesn't have to be spectacular, but it's there for the taking, and we just got to do it.
So, Sapp, why is he not getting in the game? I swear I don't understand that.
Sapp is...
Can he not just throw?
No, it's not that. It's
because
just that,
I agree. I agree with Scotty. I mean, I like McCain, but I mean, we could be so much better. We could be blowing people out for real if we had just a slightly above average quarterback.
Our coaches are in practice every single day, and so they look at all of the things. Rashawn has more of a mastery of the playbook, which is why he's out there. As you saw last night, he does not turn the ball over, and he's adequate, And so it's just about getting the ball and distributing the ball to the right people.
Adequate.
Yeah. Sapp has to grow and get a stronger grasp of the playbook and demonstrate the leadership. I mean, Rashawn is still the first person in the building. He's studying tape. He's doing all of those different things. And when I think that once Sapp proves himself to the coaches, I think he'll get more chances. But that's pretty much it. Your coaches is all on Coach Simmons and Coach Black, who are watching him every day and watching it. Now, what I will say is the QB room is under development, but there are some strong, talented individuals that are in that room. And it's just a matter of getting this done the right way. So you're seeing a bunch of QBs that are in process. McKay is there because he has the mastery of the playbook more than the others.
Yeah, and once again, Scotty was right. I mean, for us, if we had a above adequate quarterback, it would be a whole different thing. Hey, Scotty, last thing, man.
What's up?
You got to start hanging up on people, because I can hear you. I know when you start talking, and I know when you start talking. So when they're over talking you, they hear you telling them, hey, wait. They just keep over talking you. You got to start hanging up on people and train them not to over talk you. Enjoy the show, man.
Appreciate it.
Hey, Scotty.
What's up?
Remember, the Rattlers will strike, and strike again. Hey, Kofi, y'all look great up in Section P, man.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
I couldn't make it up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, so look, this is why I don't hang up on people. I'm just kind of talking in general. The reason I don't hang up on people is because it's a live calling show, so I let you get your opinion out. But at the same time, like if I hung up on everybody that overtalked me or try to overtalk me, like I would come off as a dick, and that's not I'm not trying to do that, if I'm being honest. You know what I'm saying? So I'll let you have what you have, but understand I'm always going to get the final word. Why? Because it's my show. So, I mean, I can always hang up on you and I can keep talking. So it's no big deal. But, I mean, I do what I can. But I'm going to take a couple more callers and we're going to get to the look aheads. All right, Mr. Coffee?
Let's do it.
All right. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me. What's up, David?
What's up, man?
What's up?
Nothing, just leaving out of work. But anyway, I like how the halfway point of the SWAC season is going right now.
Mm-hmm.
You can't say, to me, you can't say that this is Alabama A&M, crowning them the champion, like right off the top, because you got to play the games on the field. That's where your outcome is going to be at. To me, I feel like this is not the Alcorn Invitational. The SWAC West is basically it's a gauntlet match for the SWAC West because you have those power teams like Prairie View, Southern, Alcorn, like you said, UATB. They're up there. So it's that SWAC West is not an easy division to win. Not now. The way that it looks, it's not going to be an easy division to win for a long time. About Akil Glass, to me, he's, like you said, he's always been a gunslinger. If you look at his stats from the time he got to Alabama A&M till now, he's always been a gunslinger. Even when
Hello?
Caller.
All right.
He's been a gunslinger.
I guess we lost him.
Sorry about that.
Hey, caller, you live. Talk to us.
Hey, what's up, Scotty?
What's goody? What's your name? Where you calling from?
This is J-Mac from Hinesville, Georgia.
All right.
My question is Alabama State that bad, or is FAMU that good? Because it seems so inconsistent with both the teams. Well, if I'm honest, with all the SWAC teams, you never know what you're going to get.
Go ahead, Mr. Coffee.
Here's what I'm going to say. I mean, Alabama State is still a good squad. It is hard to get a shutout against a collegiate team. It is hard to do. That's why you don't see it every week. Alabama doesn't pitch shutouts. When you pitch a shutout, that means that your defense is well prepared and that you have the talent and skill level that can execute the scheme that you want to do. Alabama State had put up 30-some-odd points against Bethune. Bethune traditionally is a good, solid, athletic team. They still are. That being said, I've been saying all year long that FAMU's defense is FBS level. They gave up 7 points to Jackson State. They gave up 7 points to Fort Valley. And then they played a D1, an FBS level team. And technically they gave up really 31. But I mean, the end score was 38. But even with that, to hold an FBS team under 40 points is no easy task when the other team is rotating players in. FAMU squad is full of athletes and Division I players. So especially on that defense, we have 2 legitimate FBS level safeties in Marquise Bell and Collier that are back there. Then you have Lovey who's playing linebacker and corner. We have a few more Division I players on that defense, and that's what you're seeing. Okay. So to make it plain, FAMU is that good.
No quarterback. It's hard to start another team with no quarterback. You guys, they basically did that with just a running.
You're saying that he doesn't have to be. He does not have to be Dan Marino for us to win the game. He does not have to be Tom Brady for us to win the game. If your defense is playing lights out football, you do not have to take as many risks. And the strength of the team is in the running backs. If we had been running the ball, if we had ran the ball more against Jackson State, we would have won that game, regardless as to how Rashawn played. The thing is, people are so used to watching FAMU throw the ball, play that Florida ball and that speed stuff all the time that they get used to us being that spectacular team. But this is a different team. So we're going to have to play it a different way, and I think people are going to see it. And all Rattler Nation wants is the W.
Don't care how it comes about.
I don't care how it comes.
Just get it to me. To answer your question, I think the inconsistency from Ryan Nettles does hurt Alabama State a lot because you don't know what you're going to get. You don't know if you're going to get a 3-touchdown Ryan Nettles or you're going to get a 9-24 Ryan Nettles. You just don't really know. But you know what you're going to get with that running game. So any team going into Alabama State know they have to stop the run. You stop Alabama State goes through their run. They go as their running game goes. Ryan Nettles is not the guy that's going to sit back and pick you apart and throw for 30 of 42 with 3. That's not him. He is a 15 to 26, like 15 completions, 26 attempts, and they ran for like 170, 180. Like that's the team. That's what Alabama State has to be for them to be in a game, and then their defense is what keeps them in the game. So that's how they balance it out. But Ryan Nettles is not a gunslinger. That's not his style.
And let me just say this as well.
That seems to be most of the swag. Is you come for the defense and you pray about the offense for most of the teams in the swag. That's what I'm seeing. And that's just what I could call it. I have one more thing I want to talk to you about. These SWAC fans, I mean, I get it. It's okay. It's good to praise your conference, but these SWAC fans, I'm a Cowboys fan. They're worse than us. They treat the SWAC like it's so highly coveted, and then they don't want to go play nobody. So all I'm saying is, if you're going to treat the SWAC like it's SEC football, go play somebody. Go get blown out by James Madison, Sam Houston a couple of times, and then come back and talk to me about a Celebration Bowl. Don't nobody want to see that. That's boring. It is very boring.
Okay, so listen, you've heard my stance on that many times. I've said it. And do I agree with the Celebration Bowl? No. But is it entertaining? It's entertaining because it's football. I mean, you're gonna watch football. I mean, if the Taco Bell Bowl is getting watched, the Celebration Bowl is going to get watched. If the guacamole bowl is getting watched, the Celebration Bowl is going to get watched. So it's entertaining for the people that are if their team is in the game, they're going to be entertained. I don't care if the Cowboys play the backup Super Bowl. You know who's going to be watching? Me, because it's my team, and I love my team.
You can't say your conference is the best conference, and then you're like, oh, well, I don't want to play James Madison. You want to play James Madison? I don't
think we're just for the record. I don't think the SWAC people are saying that. I think you need to have an opportunity. You have to have a conversation in order for that sort of thing to happen. And I think in the coming years, you're going to see the SWAC begin to venture out because if they're trying to raise the profile of the conference, those games have to be played. We have to play the North Dakota States. We have to play the Sam Houstons. We have to play the South Dakota States. We got to play all of those teams, and we have to beat them. Yes. We have to play the mid-major FBS teams, and we have to beat them. And that's just the bottom line.
Hold on, talk about. How can you say what you say then not agree with him telling you that his conference has to play?
I said I agree with you have to say.
Oh, okay. I thought you said I didn't agree.
I agree with you have to say because if you want people to take this conference seriously, then you're gonna have to play these teams and you're gonna have to beat them.
Facts. It's just that simple.
And send somebody to the playoffs, for God's sake. Anybody. I don't care who it is.
Once again, that goes back. That you can't listen. You can't have that unless you have the strength of schedule to back it up because they've already opted out of sending their best teams to the playoffs because they go to the Celebration Bowl. The only way the second level teams can go is if their strength of schedule is worth them going to the bidding. Like let's say FAMU goes 10-1 and they had played Jacksonville State early in the season and beat them. Now you talking like they might be 18-17 ranked and they ran the table in the SWAC. Now you see them going off into the playoffs and doing their thing that way. So it's like he said, it's coming. I think that with Deion, the eyes on and them wanting to elevate, because think of now how good would this look? You send 2 teams to the Celebration Bowl, you send 2 teams to the playoffs, or 1 team. That looks really good.
It does.
Yeah,
it does.
So
I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. But hey, thank you. I appreciate the call. No, appreciate your call, my guy. All right, so let's get to these look aheads, Mr. Kofi, for week 6. First look ahead is your game, South Carolina State FAMU. You don't have to give me a score. I know you do your own thing, but just what are you looking forward to this game?
I'm looking for the continuation of FAMU's defense, the maturity of FAMU's defense. They're playing a formidable offense with South Carolina State. And so I want to see how we match up. South Carolina State's offense and just Buddy Pugh teams are always well prepared in all three phases of the game. And so FAMU's got to play well to come away with the W. So I want to see us pull away. I want to see Rashawn McKay play a clean game. I want to see the run game continue to mature. And just for the Rattlers to continue to play well.
I listen, I'm so excited to see South Carolina State quarterback go against FAMU. I really am. He's special. He's the dual threat guy. His arm isn't the best, but it's serviceable. I want to see Jacoby Durant go against X. I'm really Zaire Kelly, Jacoby Durant. I've had them both on the channel. They're special players, especially Jacoby. He got to get drafted. That boy is unreal good. I want to see that matchup, and I want to see how that South Carolina State defense, if it comes to play. Because if I'm being honest, they really just got to stop the run game. If they stop your run game, it's a competitive game. If you put, like I said, if you put the ball in McKay's hands, you have a better chance of beating FAMU than if you let them run wild on you. You let them get downhill with them big boys, Bishop Bonnet and Terrell. Man, listen, it's going to be a long day for you. It's going to be a hella long day for you. Next game, look ahead. Grambling versus Alcorn. What you got on this?
Ooh, yes, sir.
They're at the reservation. They're at the reservation.
Now, yeah. That's really going to be the difference. This is one of Alcorn's few home games. So they're going to be lit in Lorman. I guess that you can hashtag that, lit in Lorman. If there is such a thing, like who goes to Lorman? Anyway, I like Alcorn's gonna be ready, man. They Grambling took it to them the last time out. And was one of the L's that Alcorn had on their schedule. So they remembered that. I'm looking for Alcorn to come out with plenty of intensity. Grambling's going to be playing with a ton of confidence, having beaten A&M. So, but Alcorn's, I believe, just a stronger team. So I'm looking for Alcorn to come away with the W.
I agree. I think if Grambling does and this is going to sound really stupid, but if you do the exact same thing you did against Alabama A&M, you win this game. If you keep the field short, if you get the turnovers, you don't even have to score on your turnovers. You just got to keep the field in favorable position, because you're going to get Noah Bowden's going to do. He's not going to make the mistake. I believe that he's a good game manager. He's not going to make those mistakes. And you're going to be able to push points. And I think Alcorn's offensive line they're probably the weakest part of their team. So I think, that's gonna be an issue, because Grambling's defense, as we stated before, is formidable, and Fobbs is I want to say a good, solid coach when it comes to playing those big games like the Alcorns. And God, I hate to bring up that Durham Classic because he messed up in that Classic game against Southern and everything. But the other year when he played Southern in the Dome. And they were up by all those points, and then Southern came back and won the game. Oh wow! Grambling hadn't really been the same since that game. Wow. That being said, Fobbs is a solid coach, and he's a good big game coach. Grambling is going to be ready to play. Alcorn's going to have to play well, but I'm expecting for them to be able to come away with the W just simply because this is one of the few home games that Alcorn's going to have. So I'm expecting them to bring it. As long as you don't play UAPB's cover 0 and you let Felix Auburn out and throw over your head, I mean, you have a chance.
Don't cover nobody.
I mean, God, cover 0, like, come on, man.
Run down the field.
God almighty.
Touchdown.
Jesus.
Run down the field.
Next one. Allie and Bethune.
All right, Cookman, this is your chance. Now, if you don't win this darn game,
Terry Sims gone. He gone.
If Cookman don't win this game, Sims is gone. Straight up. And let me get hood. Straight up.
Straightening, just a little straightening.
If Cookman don't win this game, this is it. This day in Daytona, they have an opportunity. They gotta win this game. That's bottom line.
Listen, this is my thing with Bethune. Bethune, they're just as inconsistent as Alabama State. And go ahead.
They got talent now.
They that tight end, that number. If I'm any school in the SWAC, I'm recruiting that number 1. He is legit.
He is amazing.
The running back is, and the running back number 5 is all. He's good too. He's good as well.
Can't turn the ball over. Can't do
cannot.
stupid stuff.
Cannot.
Can't give up big plays, and they'll have an opportunity to win. This is it, Cookman. This is freaking it. If you don't beat Valley, this is freaking it.
This is where I think Valley is really going to come to play this game, because it's a game that's winnable in your conference.
They do that every week, though. Valley come to play every week. They don't win every week, but they come to play now.
That D-line is real. The defense is pretty good. But my key to this game is Caleb Johnson. If Caleb Johnson can get off against this Bethune defense, that's the running back for Valley, they're going to have a long day. That boy is special. Caleb Johnson, he's really special. If I'm telling you, if he was playing at any other program that has some publicity on him, that's all you would hear about is Caleb Johnson, number 3, Caleb Johnson. He is that good. I think that's going to be a really good game. I would want to watch it, but it's that game. It's that game. Game of the week. The look ahead.
Five-star game. Five-star game.
It's here. It's here. We're getting ready for it. We're getting ready for it. Talk about it. What are you looking forward to this game?
All right, now I'm gonna tell you straight up. Now I'm gonna tell you about them boys from Jackson, Mississippi, and what's gonna happen is them Tigers are gonna come in there and they're gonna D up them Alabama and Bulldogs from straight up. And then they're just going to be really physical with them. I'm expecting Jackson State to come out with a ton of intensity and try to bust Alabama A&M in the mouth, because Connell Maynard went all them little crazy comments and tried to make Deion look extra bad. So Deion is not – he's going to play cool till after this game. He's going to say, I got some goddamn 5 stars for y'all. I've got some 5 stars for y'all. That's what I'm finna do. Put my gold teeth up there on the bench.
Listen, this game to me is gonna come down to coaching. Coaching and execution. And that's pretty much every football game. But
bruh, let me say this before you go into your thing, okay? There's a difference. You can talk X's and O's, but when you have Jimmys and Joes,
I just heard that.
Get after you. It's
I just
true.
heard that. Yeah, I just heard that.
It's the truth. Your X's and O's are good, but if my Jimmys and Joes are just better than yours, you're going to have a hard time. And I just simply believe that Jackson State's Jimmys and Joes, especially on defense, are going to Akil Glass up to the point that Jackson State's going to come away with this W. Now, actually, as a FAMUan, we need A&M to pull this game out so we can get back in the SWAC East race. That happens, I will be happy. But I'm telling you now, I think that Jackson State's defense is going to Akil Glass up, especially after last week. I know Connell Maynard, they're going to make a few little adjustments. They're going to play with a ton of intensity. Ooh, this is going to be an intense game.
This is my thing. What to me is that my issue with the Grambling game is I felt the play calling never matched the game. When I was watching the game, the play calling never matched how the game was going. And I want to see, and they really let me down because of the fact of they're supposed to be offensive-minded coaches, Coach Taylor, Coach Maynard. I just felt as though they would do a lot better job managing and calling the game. For that fact, it kind of like made me second guess a lot of stuff that I was thinking. So this game to me is going to come down to a strength versus strength. It's a strength versus strength. Like all offense versus defense.
If it's that, I'm telling you now, I've just seen it over and over again. Just good defenses find a way to nullify good offenses. We've seen it over and through the year. It's rare that a good offense. Now, my team, the Miami Dolphins, we didn't do well today. But back in '85, we took it to the Bears, who had a really good defense. But other than that, most of the time, a good defense finds a way to nullify and to neutralize a good offense. And I'm not convinced. I want to see Alabama A&M run the ball more. I think that will be the key to them coming away with this W. If they are unable to run the ball and Akil's got to throw the ball 50-plus times, they're not going to win this game.
Well, I think is this. It's and this is what I'm probably gonna say this all week. If I'm anybody, I'm throwing at anybody other than Nugget. I'm throwing at anybody other than I'm throwing at Shiloh. I'm throwing at Cam. I'm throwing at Al Young. I'm throwing at first of all, if you had Lim through at what's that boy name? God, number 3. I can't even remember his name. I can't remember his name. If they threw at him like 15 times I think they threw at him 15 times at like 30 plays or something like that. Like the rest of those DBs are not as good as Nuggets, so I have to take my chances, and I'll take my chances with that. And I feel that's where the chess match is played. Is where do you take your shots at? Who do you take your shots on? And CJ Holmes, yeah. See, I'm throwing at CJ Holmes. I'm throwing at everybody but Nugget, because that's not my matchup. I don't care what you want to. Now you can take your shots or whatever, but that's not my matchup. So I think it's going to be a good chess piece. I'm still if I'm being honest, 100% honest, I'm really like so 50-50 on this game, because I don't care how much I might like or hate a team, or I want to be right. I don't care. Listen, at the end of the day, I want to know I was right when I picked them. So that's where I'm at. So I'm really 50-50 on this game, and I probably won't really know until I look at the film over again and watch both games and see what it goes. But we'll see. We shall see. Yes, but Mr. Kofi, I try to get everybody. Anything you want to say before we get up out of here? I want to make sure everybody can go and watch the Sunday Night Football.
Oh, absolutely, man. I'm looking forward. This is going to be a great week of HBCU football, man. I love what you're doing. This is amazing. I've had a ton of fun. So let's support and let's share. Let's put our script out there. Let's put HBCU football out there. It's time to go to the next level. I'm looking forward to this week.
Hey, appreciate it. Go ahead and shout out your show once again.
It's the ONG Strike Zone. We're on Wednesdays at 8 o'clock. ONG Strike Zone, Wednesdays at 8 o'clock on the Black College Sports Network.
Black College Sports Network. All right, too easy. Make sure you bring your bowling balls when you check in with him, because it's the Strike Zone. Get your shoes ready. Get your gloves on. I mean, they're going to teach you how to throw a curve. That's what they do at the Strike Zone. Okay.
Don't believe this fool. Don't be sitting up there listening to him. You about to get tore out the frame, sitting up there listening to this. What you talking about? You tried that foolishness the other night. Anyway. Man. Y'all know what's up. Right.
Hey, appreciate you guys for tuning in. You know what I'm going to do. I'm going to holler. God bless.